Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. In today's cooking video, we're gonna be cooking with croissants. So I have 4 different croissant recipes that are pretty quick and easy to do. So let me show you what I got. So to my pan, I have added about 1 pound of ground beef that I'm going to brown. I have browned the meat, and now I'm going to add about a cup of chopped onions and let that cook down. Before I do that, I have drained the grease off of the hamburger meat. So I've added my onions now. I'm going to stir those around and let those cook down a little bit. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. Now that our onions have cooked down, we're gonna add some taco seasoning with a little bit of water. I've added a little bit of water to the taco seasoning. We're gonna stir this around so we incorporate the spices all together. I have busted open this crescent roll here, and it comes in these little triangles. So all I did was lay the triangles out like in a circle pattern, and then just kind of smush these edges down like this. And then we're going to add the taco meat to the sides and then roll it up. Now I've kind of pulled it together, so that's going to be the bottom. Now I'm just adding the taco meat all the way around. Then after you put the cheese on it, you're gonna roll it and tuck it in like you're just making the ring, like this, till you get all of them in. Now we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes. All right, here's my ring bubbling away. It looks so nice and golden. It is almost done. I'm getting ready to pull it out of the oven. This is so easy, okay? This was done in 30 minutes. Here it is. We're fixing to dive into it. I have some sour cream. I cut up an avocado. I got some lettuce that I chopped up, some cheese I shredded, and some tomatoes. If you have some taco sauce, use taco sauce. I forgot to get some. But we got the handy dandy Taco Bell sauce we're going to throw on there. And it's about to be delicious. All this was made in under 30 minutes. Here it is, all plated up. I've already been digging into it. It is so delicious. Welcome to day 2 of croissant meals. Tonight's meal, the star is gonna be this rotisserie chicken. Let me show you what we're gonna make. So I got some broccoli here, and I'm going ahead and cut off the stems and cut it into smaller pieces. I have just rough chopped through this into kind of small pieces. I got my pot of water right here, and I'm just going to boil it for a little bit and get it nice and soft and get it ready to go into our chicken broccoli braid that I'm making. Meanwhile, we're going to debone this nice rotisserie chicken right here. In this chicken braid, I'm going to use the chicken breast part of it, and I will save the dark meat for another night. So now we're going to give it a rough chop. The rest of it I'm going to make some chicken salad with. I'm going to use 4 ounces of cream cheese, some Duke's mayo, like a spoonful of that. I have a hand mixer, which took way too long to find. Okay, that's kind of the creamy consistency I was looking for. Y'all, I just spent 45 minutes looking for some garlic powder. Maybe not 45 minutes, and I still couldn't find it. I gotta clean out the spice cabinet, but this is what I found. You know, we're gonna put some ranch in here, okay? And then I'm gonna mix that in. I'm gonna add my chicken to the bowl and give that a good toss. Then I'm gonna drain my broccoli. I'll show it to you. So I'm just gonna drain it, add it to my pot until I get it all mixed up. This is smelling good, y'all. So good. All right, I about had a heart attack because I couldn't find the cheese. Also, found the cheese. I mean, you could have this meal without the cheese. It'd be just fine. But we love cheese. I about sliced my finger off just now. All right, pay attention, Lori. We love cheese around here. So we'd probably be pretty sad. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna equal a cup or a little heavy cup on the heavy side. Now we're going to add my cheese in. I'll give it a little taste test. Oh my goodness, that is good. Now to assemble. Let me get my croissant roll. I got my crescent roll, so I went ahead and sprayed this pan. Let's go ahead and pop this sucker open. I do not like opening these. They scare me. I just don't like it. So what I typically do is I like pull it to that far, and then I'll take it and I'll just like that. I can't handle just rolling it until it pops on its own. I just can't take it. All right, so we're going to take it out. So I'm making a braid. So what I'm gonna do is roll it completely out. We're gonna mush all the triangles together. We'll use a knife and I will slice like little braid pieces. Now I'm gonna take my mixture and we're gonna put it down the middle and just pack it on there. Now, so here's the braid part. So you're gonna take one piece and pull it over like this. Then you're gonna take the other piece and pull it over like this. And then you just continue. Like in the pieces that are not together, you just mush it together and like fold it like this. And then like that. And it makes like a pretty braid. You just tuck it all in like that. And now look, you got a pretty little braid. Okay, look, here is the pretty braid we have made. And now I'm gonna put it in the oven. You can egg wash the top of it if you want to. I'm not going to do that. But I have reserved some cheese. I'm gonna let it cook, and then right at the last few minutes, I'm gonna sprinkle it with cheese and probably put it under the broiler and let it get all crispy on top, and then we are ready to eat. Oh, look at this. Isn't it so pretty? So gorge. So now, I don't even really want to put the cheese on top because it's so pretty, but I'm going to because we like cheese. She's bubbly and cheesy and all done, and now we're going to cut into it, and it's going to be oh so good. Here's what it looks like when you cut into it. So yummy and delicious.
Tonight I am making breakfast casserole with croissant on the bottom. So I'm just going to open up this sausage and get it into the pan and start it cooking. So I'm taking my little meat masher here and mashing up my sausage and getting it brown. You're going to preheat the oven to 350. Now that my sausage has browned, I'm going to add some flour. 2 tablespoons of flour go in. Then you're going to mix that up and cook it for a couple minutes, so you're just kind of cooking the flour thoroughly through. Then you're going to add 2 cups of milk. Stir that around and let it thicken. Maybe cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes on medium high. And then I also added some salt and pepper. Now that it's thick, I'm going to take it off the heat. Meanwhile, I'm going to crack about 7 or 8 eggs in a bowl, whisk them up. These shells were so thin because they were fresh. I was afraid I was going to get a shell in my yolks. But then I just added some salt and pepper, milk, and stirred it up. Now I'm just spraying a casserole dish with some olive oil spray. And now I'm going to bust open my croissants. I always hate this part. I always end up having to tap it on the bar so it busts when I know it's going to bust. Then I am just going to roll this out onto the bottom of the dish and kind of mash it flat until it forms like one dough. Once that is mashed out flat, I'm just going to mush it all together and stick it in the oven and let it bake first on 350 for about 12 minutes. Now to my pan, I'm just going to add my eggs and scramble them up. Now I got the eggs nice and fluffy. I'll take my kitchen scissors and cut up the bacon into little pieces. I'm going to cook it on like medium low and let it get crispy, like little pieces of bacon bits to go on top. Meanwhile, I'm going to shred some cheese up. That should be about enough. Now it's time to assemble. So my dough is done and out of the oven. And now I'm just going to layer it and start with the sausage and gravy mix is going to go on first. I'm just going to spread that out into an even layer. And y'all, I apologize. I have been under the weather. If you can hear it in my voice, I still have some croup going on and I'm doing a voiceover and I do apologize. Now the next layer is the scrambled eggs, so it's going to go on top next. After that, I'm going to sprinkle the cheese over the eggs. Then on the very top is going to be the crispy bacon that we fried up. Here it is out of the oven, and now I'm going to cut a piece. Y'all, when I tell y'all this was good, this was like everything breakfast in one dish. It was so good. Go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 and apple pie croissants for our last crescent roll. It's not really a dinner, it's a treat. The Granny Smith apple, I peeled it. I like mine peeled. It just takes a little longer to cook if you don't peel it, so the apple pies won't be tough. And we're gonna chop them up into pretty diced size pieces so they'll cook quicker in about 8 minutes. So just keep continuing doing that. My 2 apples. Okay, now I have it all chopped into pieces. We're going to do our syrup that goes on it. So in this pan, I'm going to put 1/3 cup of sugar, and I have 3/4 cup of water and 1/8 cup of cornstarch and some lemon juice, and we're going to get all that going. All right, so I have all that together, and I put in about a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I squeezed 1/2 of a lemon, which equal to about a tablespoon of lemon juice. We're gonna put the heat up a little bit and mix it around for about probably 4 or 5 minutes until it thickens. It thickens up really quickly. Once it has cooked about 8-10 minutes, now it is nice and soft and ready to go in our croissants. All right, so we have the croissants in triangles, and we're going to assemble it by putting our pie filling that we just cooked in the middle and rolling them up. So I'm just gonna take it and spread it out like this. Put a good portion of the stuff in the middle, and then we are going to roll it this way and then this way. All right, I forgot to record this, but in a bowl, I have mixed 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and 1 tablespoon of milk to make some glazed icing for the top of the apple pie croissants. I want it kind of like that consistency. All right, so now they're not the prettiest things, but I bet you they're going to be delicious. So I'm just adding the glazed icing on top and gonna let them set up for just a few minutes and then we're gonna dig in. Here it is, and it is so delicious. All right, eat half of one of them. Bon appetit.